Put the
Oh yeah, your glass.
push the glass down there. Okay, here we go. All right.
So I'm standing right next between one of the first bloggers ever, Scott Lowe, scottlowe.org. Welcome.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Are you enjoying the VMworld so far?
I am. That's my first time in Copenhagen. I've never been here before, so I'm real excited to be over here. And this is actually my first VMworld Europe. Can you believe it? I've been to VMworld in the US since 2006, but this is the first time I've had the chance to make it over here.
Oh, so. That's great. Are you already a little bit adjusted to the time difference?
I think so. I mean, my wife and I flew in on Saturday. You know, she's doing the spouse activities that she did. Right. Same in US. Right. She's doing some here in Copenhagen for the ladies. So we got in on Saturday, and I've had some time to, adjust. Good. I've been to Europe 4 times this year, so I think I'm getting that whole time zone thing down. But thanks.
Okay, so we're talking about the blogger scene and the top 10, and that there are so many blogs. How do you think this will evolve? Do we get much more blogs, or will there be a shakeout?
So that's a great question. I think that what we're going to see is we're going to get more people blogging, and there's nothing wrong with that. VMware's continuing to pick up in popularity. Fortunately for us, we've been on the scene for a little while, right? So it's going to continue to pick up popularity. Lots of people are going to come on the scene. That'll make competition harder, but in the end, it's good for the reader, because that just means more content coming out, more information available for them. More help for them when they're trying to fix a problem or solve a solution or whatever it is. For the top 10, I'm not really sure how it's going to shake out. I was sharing with you earlier, right, that I felt like I was probably going to drop just from not having as much time and not having access to some of the resources to really get some good posts out. But we're just going to keep trying to generate as much useful content as possible for the readers and take it from there. Right. But I do think we'll see a lot more bloggers popping on the scene and trying to get content out there. Whether they stay, whether they're long term, hard to say yet. But I think we'll see a lot more. We already have.
Right, I agree. What you see is a difference between bloggers. There are bloggers that are writing in-depth articles. You are one of them who write really good articles about a certain subject. What I do is more or less for the broader public. A scoop here, a scoop there, a little video. People who are writing real good articles, how easy is it for them to get noticed by the broad public?
Well, that's one of the things that I actually try and do with my short takes series is and it's hard to catch all of it, because you do these broad general searches for VMware virtualization and you get all these results, and it just takes so much time to filter through them, right? But whenever I pick up a good article, I think, even if it's in depth and even if it's for somebody who is a relative, nobody, quote unquote, so to speak, a newcomer to the scene, I want to try and recognize that so readers know, hey, this might be a resource that you could go look at for some good in-depth articles. It's very time consuming, to write these sort of in-depth articles, and that's why I haven't had the time to write nearly as many as I would like. Plus, I don't know, I'm a bit particular in that if somebody else has already written about it, I'm like, well, why should I write about it again, I know, I think it was you was telling me, well, more views is good, so write on anyway, right? But it is, I think the important thing to understand is that even whether you're writing the in-depth stuff or whether you're writing just the quick stuff, both of them have value. Your blog has been one that I have followed for a long time. Years. Nice to hear. Well, thank you. And I find it valuable, just like all the rest of the guys in the top 10. Yeah. Because it's the difference in viewpoints, the different types of articles, that they're all helpful. They all contribute.
Right.
Yeah.
Something completely different. Your wife Crystal is running the spouse activities.
Yes.
Around this great event. How is she doing?
She's doing really well. So the U.S. event was a huge hit. She had sponsors for the first time this year, corporate sponsors for the first time this year, and then some of the sponsors again for the Europe event. So I think she's got 25 people or so, which is not bad for the first time ever doing it for the European conference. Right. And yeah, they're like doing a big castle tour, touring 2 castles tomorrow in the area. So that's going to be huge, right?
She did already do twice spouse activities over in the UA. At San Francisco, I believe, or Las Vegas also?
Yeah. She actually started spouse activities for the first time in the U.S. in 2008 in Las Vegas, and then did it again in 2009 in San Francisco, and again this year, 2010 in San Francisco. This is her first time doing it in Europe, and we're already looking forward to possibly having a spouse activities and partner exchange in Orlando, Florida, early next year.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, and possibly excuse me, possibly EMC World, which will be in Las Vegas, and VMworld 2011, which of course will be in Las Vegas, US as well.
Okay, that's great.
Yeah.
So if people who are attending this week at the VMworld want to meet with you, they can go to the EMC booth?
I will be at the EMC booth on and off. I'm not officially on booth duty, but I'll be there on and off, and I'll be in the Bloggers Lounge as well, and I'll just be around. But yeah, I mean, if anybody wants to catch up and chat, I would love to do that. I'm thinking about actually, I would love to get your feedback on this. I'm thinking about doing some maybe impromptu birds of a feather type discussion. If somebody's interested in networking, design, just kind of a off the cuff, on the fly. Hey, let's get together and talk about networking design for.
We have to do a resource pool discussion about the VApps.
Yeah, resource pools and VApps, right, and storage configurations and stretched clusters. So you think that would be a big hit? I mean, you think people would go for that or not?
I think so, yes, but I first have to air this video, otherwise they don't know about it.
All right, well, fair
Scott,
enough then.
many thanks.
All right, thank you.
Thanks.
All right.
Eric Sloof was just an average guy from Holland. First, he was on the radio. Then, he went to the bathroom. Now, he's in the Twilight Zone. Forever.